For 40 long years, the barn on the west side of the property remained shut tight. Its red wood faded into a dull rust, vines tangled over the lock, and even the wind seemed to whisper around it rather than through it. To Mary Whitmore, it was simply off limits, not in a malicious way, but in the quiet, unspoken manner her husband, Harold, had always insisted. "Please don't go in there, Mary. Someday, maybe, but not now," he used to say with a distant, unreadable look in his eyes. Harold had been a good man, kind, gentle, and steady. A man of few words and deep feelings. They had spent nearly 50 years together, raised children, weathered storms, and watched time gently soften each other. But he never did explain what was in that barn. After Harold's passing, the farm grew quiet. The laughter of grandchildren faded into memories, the chickens clucked with less energy, and the sunrise felt slower. One crisp autumn morning, a month after his funeral, Mary stood outside the barn with trembling hands and a set of old iron keys. She wasn't sure what compelled her: grief, curiosity, or perhaps the need to feel close to him one more time. The lock clicked open with a stubborn groan, as though the door itself protested the intrusion. As she pulled it open, a sharp breath caught in her throat. Inside, dust danced in beams of golden light pouring through cracks in the walls. But what drew her in was not the dust nor the scent of aged wood. It was the room, meticulously preserved, with every corner carefully maintained. It was unlike anything Mary had expected. There were no tools, no hay, no signs of farming equipment. Instead, the barn had been transformed into a secret gallery, a living museum of her life. Framed oil paintings lined the walls, portraits of her, each one capturing her at different ages, smiling under a tree at 22, holding their first child, tending to the garden, laughing beside Harold in a picnic scene she had forgotten. Every brushstroke felt like his hand reaching back through time. In the center of the barn stood an old wooden worktable, scattered with sketchbooks, dried paint tubes, and a worn palette. There, atop the table, was a letter with her name on it. With shaky fingers, Mary opened it. "Greater than my dearest Mary, you gave me a life I never imagined I deserved. Every day with you was a masterpiece I didn't know how to preserve, so I tried, the only way I could. I was never much with words, but through every brushstroke, I hoped you'd see how deeply I loved you. I kept it hidden not out of shame, but out of fear that it might not be good enough. But now, I hope it brings you the comfort you once gave me every day. I'll love you always, Harold." Tears rolled silently down Mary's cheeks. She sank to the wooden floor, surrounded by decades of devotion poured into color and canvas. She had always known Harold loved her, but she had never realized how profoundly, how quietly, how artistically. The barn, sealed for 40 years, had held not secrets, but love preserved in brush and oil, waiting for the day she'd need to see it most. And in that quiet place, where grief and beauty intertwined, Mary smiled through her tears. He had never truly left.